Have you ever wondered where your memories come from? What sparks them? What brings them up when you've not thought about them for years, decades? For me, it's music. I love music because that's what my memories are made of. I can remember things. Oh, I can't have been any older than 4. And I remember very specific details about a holiday to Cornwall with my parents. And every memory is triggered by music. So we're talking like 1986. Yeah, some real doozies from that time. But I know that music talks to me because my dad sang to me as a little girl, as a baby, and 3 stick in my mind to this day. Moon River, Andy Williams. Jambalaya on the Bayou. The Carpenters did it, but it was by Hank Williams originally. I think that's the one my dad heard. And The Unicorn by the Irish Rovers. I actually had to look that up because I remembered the words, because my dad used to sing them to me all the time. I just had no idea what the song was. So those are memories fixed in my skull that are from my very early years and actually help me access some of that. You know, that deep memory from 35, 40 years ago. So, that is such early examples of memory and music, and I enjoy that feeling. And I don't know if anyone else felt this, but I always felt so safe and so comfortable and so loved when my dad would take me to bed and sing to me. And that's beautiful to hold on to. But at the same time, music made me happy, it made me sad, it made me giddy, it made me want to dance. And just a couple of examples, like Paul Young, Wherever I Lay My Hat. I couldn't explain it, I was too young. I didn't have the vocabulary and I didn't have the self-awareness. But whenever I heard that on the radio, it would make me weep. As a very small child. And I couldn't explain it. And the other side of the coin, It's a Kind of Magic by Queen. Oh, that one just fills me with joy. Every time. Absolute joy. I remember Baggy Trousers by Madness. And my uncle, who will only have been in his early 20s at the time, because he was only 18 when I was born, taught me how to do footsie. I am really not quite old enough for the ska scene, but I learned how to do footsie. I also nearly killed him at my brother's wedding because we made him do it. And obviously, he's 60 now. It's not as easy anymore. But memories like that are awesome, and it's always music that does it to me. Some people get it from smells or visuals. I always get it from music, and sometimes the music will actually make me smell what I smelled at the time. I think, as I remember, what is it? The amygdala is connected to your olfactory system, but it's also where you process some of your memories. Interesting fact. I don't think I've heard anything about your ears, but I think that's a different process. But anyway, so music has seen me through really tough times. Might sound odd, but when shortly after Disturbed brought out Sound of Silence is when my son was born. That song calmed me down and actually made me think that continuing breastfeeding was actually going to be okay. It would relax my muscles and relax me, and my son would also relax. So this is at the very beginning. You know, he was like a week old and I was struggling. But so music can slow your heart rate and relax you and make things feel less difficult. Another thing, Ren made me look at myself and see myself, and I'm sure he's done that for a lot of people. He's made people feel seen and actually help people to see themselves for who they are rather than what's expected of them. So, I've got those that have helped me through tough times. It's like, I talked about the holiday in Cornwall. I can tell you exactly what we were doing while listening to Angel Eyes on the way back from Cornwall. It was absolutely piddling down with rain, and to avoid traffic we were doing a nighttime run home, and we had pulled into the car park of a Little Chef, which you weren't supposed to do because you weren't allowed to eat your own food in the car park. But we were in the back corner of a car park just so that we could use the bathroom and get a token item so that we could then sit in the car and drink tea and eat the picnic sandwiches. But Angel Eyes by Wet 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 was playing on the radio. And that is so vivid. And it's the music that triggers that memory. Another one is like, the first time I stayed overnight with my now husband, I cannot watch the film 300 because that was playing. Still haven't seen that film. I know what it's about, but I've not seen it. Oh, and okay, here's an obscure one. Camouflage. I don't even know who it's by. I think it was a one-hit wonder. But it was another occasion where it was tiddling down with rain. It was very cold, and I was bundled into my winter coat. It was blue and it came all the way up here. It was wonderful. And I was a very slight little girl, so I used to wear it as a dress with the waist, with the neck zipped up round my waist to look like a corset. Yes, I was an odd child. But we were on the way to my nan's house. It was just me and my dad playing, I believe, a Now album. Yeah. We have them all the way back. And we were allowed to have the heating on, because my mum was always really stingy with the heating. Not because she was stingy, but because my mum tends to overheat. And she would always keep things really cold. So you'd have to like shiver. But because it was just me and my dad in the car, I was allowed the heating on. And I was so toasty warm. It was wonderful. But these are memories that are like 35, 36, 37 years old. And they are still there every time I hear the music. And sometimes it goes the other way around. The memory will spark and I will want to listen to the music to bring it into vivid focus. Now, music has also turned into something of a trigger or a warning sign for me. I can I identify when I am going into a dark place mentally by the music that I listen to. If I am binging Nick Cave and Tori Amos, I know something's going wrong. I know I need to find something to pull me back up. Conversely, I know things are getting better when I feel a desire to listen to, might sound odd, but Slipknot, Disturbed, and Nina Simone. Yes, it's an interesting combination. But I know that things are getting better. I also know that if I'm going to go through a slightly manic phase where I want to do everything all at once and I want it done now, and then I'll do more tomorrow, possibly even more yesterday if I can fix it. Things like Pendulum, Specials, Madness. I want to dance around like a lunatic and do everything all at once. These are warnings for me. I know that something's a little bit off. Or a sign of better things. So this is what music does for me. It is all-encompassing. And I couldn't possibly get to all of the music that I would want to talk about and how it affects me and the message that it gives me. Partially because not all of it's available. Partially because some of it's copyrighted and you can't get the rights to use it. And that's fine. There is a lifetime of music that tells my story, that helps me remember it. And right now, I'm sharing it with my son. There is something very special about watching my 8-year-old go completely loopy to baggy trousers. I think it's awesome. He also likes Queen. We don't listen to the radio much. I can instill good taste into my son. I promise. Just as an aside, YouTube has become awesome and I am loving the fact that I have found so many new, talented musicians, singers. It's become like nirvana. It is amazing. Yes, there is still a load of crap, just as there is in the charts, but it's not manufactured crap. It's not algorithmically selected. Ooh, this one ticks all the boxes. We will promote this one. This artist ticks all the boxes. We will make them a star. This is what I hate about the current music industry. And I am loving what I have discovered, partially through discovering Ren. I didn't realise there was this huge well of incredibly talented people that are being passed over by a risk-averse music industry. I have been hating current music, or popular music, you know, the chart stuff, everything that the radio plays. Although my radio station is wonderful. It tends to play the same stuff all week from 5 until 6 because no one wants to be up at that time. But it plays good stuff. Love me a bit of Creedence. But anyway, so I found this huge well of really talented, incredible, independent artists on YouTube, and it's amazing. I am not regretting my premium. Love it too much. So even though I still love my old music, and I'm introducing that to my son, I'm also discovering the new stuff that's actually good. And that's amazing. So yeah, that's my PS. I should have stuck that one in before. But yeah. So my memories are music. And part of that and this is probably a learned family trait, I tend to think in song lyrics. And if I say a song lyric by accident, or a song line, I will start singing it afterwards. Or I will actually sing it. I never said it was good, but I will do it. And we all do it. Because I think somebody used a Taylor Swift song lyric on LinkedIn earlier. Let's not, I'm not a fan. I know there are many people who are, and that's fine. I'm just not. She doesn't talk to me. And that's fine. She talks to lots of other people, and I have no problem with her existence. Just in case people were concerned I was being, anti-Taylor Swift. The Swifties can be brutal. So yeah, music has talked to me all the way through my life. And I find it really bizarre because I would have loved to have been musical. I have musical people in my family that played things like, as I remember, my uncle got the mandolin, we had the piano. My dad actually took up the guitar after I had failed miserably. So there are musical people in my family, and I tried so hard to be musical. I just never got the breaks with that one. But I still love music. Deep down in my soul. And my life is made of it. And I can't think of anything more beautiful right now.